This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Baker versus Cradle. You all have been in a relationship for 3 years and were contemplating getting married until issues of infidelity came up. Can you tell me why you opened your case today, Miss Baker?
I opened my case because I found out that my girlfriend was sending naked pictures to her ex-girlfriend.
Accidentally.
All right, we're gonna come back to accidental photos. Okay.
And you think because of that, there must be something going on?
Something. It has to be. I feel like there's something going on. She's been lying about the situation with her ex-girlfriend, talking about their friends, but she's been asking her ex-girlfriend to send her pictures.
Well, we both have exes in our lives. She has exes that are friends, I have exes that are friends.
Yeah, but I didn't send my ex a naked picture by accident and then tweet about it.
Okay, tell me about this accidental naked photo.
I was texting on the iPhone. I'm not an iPhone user. And I went to go text my ex, and it was in my roll, and I swiped up, and it sent.
So it sent to your former.
But Miss Cradle, you accidentally took off all your clothes. You accidentally posed for
me
the
taking
picture.
the picture was intentional. I took the picture intentionally because I sent it to her first.
Is that true? Did you get the picture?
I did, yes.
So she sent it to you.
Yes.
When you swiped up.
Swiped up, and it sent. I know it sound crazy, but it's the truth.
So what do you want to show Miss Baker today as a result of these proceedings?
I just want to prove that I've been faithful, and I have no intention of being unfaithful. And I really want her to see how ridiculous this is, all of these allegations.
Ridiculous? It's just kind of fishy, seriously. The whole
why is
relationship
it fishy? Why do you have these issues with her and this ex?
Well, initially, she told me that they were going to be friends, and then she asked me, was I comfortable with it? And I said, no, I'm not. And then she went behind my back, and she's like, okay, I'm not talking to her anymore. Okay, but then I see you texting her. Your Honor, I went on tour for a couple of weeks, and I was out of town. And every time I go out of town, it just seems like I find something in her phone dealing with other women.
It's casual conversation.
On top of it, Your Honor, I have evidence of the tweet. I have it.
Ron, would you get that piece of evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
I tweeted it because it was funny to me.
So
I wasn't ashamed. I wasn't trying to hide it. That's why I tweeted it.
But this is your proof that she didn't do it accidentally.
Right.
Because she said, y'all ever send news to the wrong person by mistake? No. Me either.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
This don't look like a joke. This looks like you.
I wouldn't have tweeted about it if I really was trying to be sneaky. Twitter is a public platform.
Well, no, I know what Twitter is. And that's why I find this crazy that you would put this out here, and particularly if she's questioning you about your intent with that picture.
I thought it was funny. It was funny to me.
Ha, 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 all the way here, right?
Well, Ms. Baker, what I want to know is, why are you going through her phone?
Because she has a history of just lying to me, and I just didn't trust her.
No, that's not true.
I don't trust her.
That's not true.
Has the relationship always had this level of distrust? I mean, take me back to the beginning. What was it like when you all first got together?
Well, when we first got together, we were very close. We spent a lot of time with one another. But when my singing career started picking up and I started traveling, things got really rocky between us.
What happened? I mean, what was the relationship like?
We have a lot of fun. We go out all the time. We travel a lot together. We met, we were friends actually on social media. That's how I know she's a big flirt, because she flirted with me. And
you liked that when she flirted with you?
I did. She came to my concert.
It's not really flirting, it's just communication.
It's flirting.
It's okay to flirt.
It's flirting.
It's okay to flirt. I flirt with Miss Cutler all the time.
That's right.
Your wife.
Yeah. Before we got together, since we've been together.
And I like it. It's a good thing.
For the most part, besides the lying.
For the most part.
Okay, Miss Cradle, what did you fall in love with?
She was just very nurturing, very caring, very gentle with me. Like, we pretty much are the same. Like, we have the same principles, we have the same passions, we believe in the same things. So it's rare that I met somebody that I felt like was my equal.
Oh, wow. Okay, so there was a real connection between you.
Definitely.
You found your mutual.
Right.
You all are vibing, you're having a good time, you're enjoying each other. When did it start to fall apart?
I feel like it started to fall apart when I started traveling more and we started having money issues.
Okay.
And it seemed
money
like...
issues will do it.
Money issues is a big one. I mean, all the studies suggest that.
And I wasn't around a lot, and I felt like she just needed someone to talk to, or, you know, just wanted to emotionally lean on her exes and the girls from the
They
dating
weren't
app.
always exes.
Yeah, there were girls from the dating
weren't
app.
always exes.
Well, it didn't matter whether they were always exes, does it?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with having friends.
Look, we travel a lot too. When we're together,
You gotta make it count. You gotta make it count.
Yeah, you do special things. One of the things that I've done in the past, just an example, is when I'm gonna go away, like I'll leave that morning, he'll go to work. I'll try to make sure I leave after him, and I put his favorite little candy on his pillow. So when he gets home that night, he's got a little something about me. It's not big, but it's important.
It's meaningful.
Again, what you did to get somebody are the things you have to do to keep them.
You hear that?
There's nothing wrong with having friends. The problem is when friends cross over to being something more than friends. There's a physical part and there's an emotional part.
Right.
And either one is devastating. Because if you're emotionally connected with somebody, that means you don't have the energy to put into me.
Right.
Right?
And if you are physically connected with somebody, I'm just mad.
Overarching all of that is that this is communication on a dating app.
Yeah.
Meaning you're looking
Can
for
I
somebody.
clear up the dating app? She's a singer, I play bass. So we used to have a jam session at our house. I used the dating app to market because we specifically were marketing to the LGBT communities.
Well, what kind of music are you trying to make?
Right.
No, it wasn't the music, it was the cause. We were working on this particular cause
Well, how
at the
about
time.
the poetry? The messages between the girl and you were talking about poetry. She intentionally was reaching out to someone. I saw that the girl had liked her picture and that she had liked her picture. And we had nothing musical going on at the time together. So there was no reason for you to be reaching out to someone. But I'm 3,000 miles away and it's 11 o'clock at night and you saying hey to this girl. That's kind of fishy.
Hey.
And you find this out when you get back and go through her phone.
And I had dreams, but while I was gone, I had dreams that she was cheating. And then the next day,
Dreams.
You had dreams. Dreams are nightmares.
it was a nightmare.
And it was just a hey. Only a hey.
All right.
And the first one may not be that innocent. It may be, hey.
Hey.
You know,
It was
That's-
only one Y, hey. No hey.
I just say, hey.
It
It's
was
just
one
like,
Y.
hey.
At 11 o'clock at night,
Hey doesn't always mean hey.
yeah, well, it means you want to make some hay.
Make some hay.
Yeah, that's a roll in the hay, but it
Yeah.
ain't just hay.
I wasn't looking for them for anything romantic. I was looking for them for a particular reason.
But when I asked her about it, Your Honor, she told me, oh, I never did that. Oh, I never said that.
I wasn't using it for dating. I was using it for marketing.
So why was your status single?
And it's, what? Oh, I probably made my profile when I was single.
No, we were together when you made the profile.
All right,
Because
so
it was for the music.
all right, so Miss Baker, it has a fishy. I'm curious. Do you have something more concrete?
Yes.
To support your position?
Yes, I do.
All right, tell me about that.
So the third tour that I just came back from, I was gone for about 2 weeks. And when I got into the house, I went to the bathroom and I saw some prints on the mirror. And I thought that was kind of fishy. So I asked her, I said, Stacy, why is there handprints on the mirror? And she said, oh, I was trying to clean it. Your Honor, she doesn't clean.
So you brought us evidence of this, correct?
Yes.
And it's at the screen. Would
Yes.
you step over to it, please?
Okay.
Please explain to us what we're looking at.
Okay, so this
Right
is my
now.
bathroom.
Uh-huh.
And then on the mirror, there's these little prints.
There it is.
There's a handprint, so it was like, it just seemed like somebody may have been bent over.
Well, Mr. Cutler. And you think
I think somebody was getting pleasure from behind.
Oh. Well, there it is. If you didn't know, you know now.
Now you know.
Hey.
Yeah.
If you'll
And
step back to the
Okay.
podium. Go ahead, Mr. Cutler.
Miss Cradle, how did those...
Do you
Miss
wait.
Wait.
Do you see the handprint?
I see the handprints.
Okay.
Do you see the problem
those are
with the
big hands.
handprints?
Those are pretty big hands. They don't look like any hands I would be interested in.
That's like,
Well, how do you explain those handprints on the mirror?
I don't know. I didn't even notice them until she brought my attention to them. And when she brought my attention to them, I had no idea she was alluding to me cheating.
But did you tell her you were cleaning?
If she's, I guess. I don't remember.
she doesn't remember a lot.
This is not helping your position,
I
dear.
probably looked at them and thought I'd need to clean them after she said that, but no, I didn't. I don't remember saying I was clean.
Well, let me ask you, did you tweet about that?
No.
Because those are, how do you,
Yeah, no, Mr. Cutler.
I'm just trying to-
No, it's like this.
like,
It's like that. You wouldn't know about that.
No, I wouldn't.
And so all of these accusations, all of these issues, from the handprints to the tweet, are having you question about your relationship and even considering marriage. Is that correct?
Yes.
To get some further perspective on this, we've asked a friend of the court to come in and talk to us, someone who's been through similar situations of cheating. At this time, the court would like to call R&B singer and cast member of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Miss Ariane Davis. Ron, please escort her into the courtroom.
Yes, Sean.
Hi, ladies. Hello.
Good day.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
We're great.
Okay.
And Ms. Davis, you've had some similar experiences to our plaintiff and defendant in this case, correct?
Yes.
Well, have you ever been cheated on by any of your girlfriends?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, I have, and I can say that the experience was kind of ugly. It got real ugly. I walked in on.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Here's what I'm going to say to you, Ms. Baker. When you go looking for stuff, you find it.
I was looking
So, but if you were going to stay, then you shouldn't have been going through it. But if you were going to leave her after finding what you found, then okay, I get it. But I'm not going to go looking for something knowing that I'm going to still be here.
Do you have any advice for Miss Cradle?
Oh my God, you. I was looking and, hearing the story and stuff. Where did those prints come from if you don't clean? Were you there that day? I just have a question. I
Yeah,
really
I was
wanna
there.
know.
I was there.
But if you don't clean, why would you say that?
I don't know. When she brought it up, I honestly thought she was talking about a ghost. Like, it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. I didn't assume that she was assuming I was cheating, so I'm thinking it's some horror movie stuff, like some prints appearing on my mirror.
All right, so
But
I
do
have
you
a
really
question.
want to be with her?
Yes.
I just would suggest to you, if you want to make this work, make it work. And if you don't, don't. It's simple. Love shouldn't be that complicated. And you fight for what you love. So if y'all love each other, y'all got to fight for each other. If this is where you really want to be.
Thank you, Ms. Davis.
My pleasure.
I think we've heard enough testimony, seen enough evidence. Here's what we're looking at. We've got you sending naked pictures, accidentally. You're on a dating app, which you say you don't use for dating, but it's a dating app. And we've got handprints on a mirror in a compromising position. And all of this has led you to believe that she's cheating.
Yes.
And if you find out she is cheating, the relationship is over.
Absolutely.
And you're done.
Absolutely.
This court has done a full and complete investigation to determine, is she cheating? At this time, the court would like to call former military interrogator Lena Cisco. Ron, please escort her into the courtroom.
Yes, Shauna. Step right over to the monitor, please.
Good day, Miss Cisco. How are you?
I am well. How are you, Your Honor?
We're good. Thank you for
Great.
being here.
Would you state your credentials, please, for the court?
Yes, Your Honor. I am a former certified Department of Defense military interrogator. I have trained law enforcement personnel, military, government agency personnel in interrogation techniques and interviewing.
Tell us, please, what you did to investigate this case.
I first had the accused write a witness statement, and from that, I analyzed it to see if there was any indicators of deception.
So with your experience, if anybody can get to the bottom of this, it's you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what were your initial findings?
So I saw a lot of nonverbal and verbal indicators of truthfulness.
Okay. And what did you further learn? Did you learn anything else as you went through the process?
I did, Your Honor. Miss Cradle willingly admitted to sending nude pictures to her ex-girlfriend, but accidentally. And when I was reading her statement, her written statement, at first I had a lot of doubts. But during the interview, she gave me really truthful responses.
Okay.
She has also admitted to seeking attention from other females because she's lacking that from her girlfriend.
So ultimately, what was your conclusion about Miss Cradle's truthfulness?
As a person who has years in interrogation experience and detecting deception, I believe that Miss Cradle is being truthful and that she has not cheated on her girlfriend.
So now that you've heard this information, what do you have to say to Miss Cradle?
Please forgive me. I forgive you. I love you. Thank you.
Show some love. Show some love. Now, Miss Baker, I hope you heard a couple of other things. You got to keep the fires burning.
Yeah.
Whatever you did to get her, you got to do to keep her. And that goes both ways.
Oh, it
Goes both ways.
It goes. So you need to show her a little
Right,
love. That's
right.
special. You know, if you tweet her.
Right. I tweet about her all the time. I show her love all
And
the time.
if you're feeling neglected, just tell her, look, I'm feeling a little neglected. Communication goes a long way. You all have been together for 4 years, you're married, you have one child together, and this relationship, which started online, may go offline permanently. It all depends on what happens today. Is that right, Ms. Dana?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You've initiated this case. Tell us why.
I came here today because we got married, and after the honeymoon, everything went downhill.
It went downhill right after the honeymoon,
Yes,
and all because you believe.
he is cheating.
That's not true.
So how did we end up with this short-lived honeymoon, Mr. Trujillo?
The relationship originally was meant to start out as just a one-night stand, and that was it.
Wow.
But it must have been something about her that made you decide you want to get married.
She kind of grew on me as time went on, I guess you could say.
Do you see what you're saying is causing her pain? She is standing there crying. This is the woman you stood in front of somebody and said, I'll be with her. Good, bad, or indifferent.
At this point anymore, with her accusations, her feelings don't mean anything to me.
Wow. Oh, boy. All right. Miss Dana, what were the warning signs for you that something was going on?
He goes into the other room when he has a phone call and talks to other women.
That's not true.
How do you know it's other women?
From the past, he has cheated on me.
That's not true.
Okay.
not
And
true.
so based on those behaviors when he was cheating before, you're seeing those same behaviors now?
Correct.
All right.
And all this has led you to believe there's got to be somebody else in the picture. That's why you've had this change in your relationship.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Trujillo, you have talked about how these accusations have just shut you down, but I'm still trying to get to the core of your relationship before the accusations started.
There are times where when we're together, you know, I'm very happy, you know, and I'm not even looking at other women. I'm just having fun with her.
Yeah, right.
All right.
So,
Miss-
one more question.
Okay, love.
So, is it fair to say that you loved her at some point?
Yes, I do.
You love her now?
My love for her has dwindled.
Okay. And you've fallen out because of the accusations?
Not completely, but I'm starting to.
Okay.
But now these cheating allegations have surfaced, and it has just really just torn you all apart.
Yes.
Have you found anything that makes you think he's cheating?
So we were driving in the car, and I was on the phone with my mother, and she had me write a phone number down. So I asked Lou where the pen was, and he said it's in the driver's glove box. So I looked in there, and I found condoms.
All right.
Okay.
Do you all use condoms?
No, we do not.
All right.
I don't mean to laugh about it, but I am, only because of the fact that I had gone over to my mother's house previously before that.
I'm not seeing the connection between mom and the found condoms. Help me. Real
When-
quick,
when I-
get there somewhere.
When I went to my mother's house and I did what I needed to do, she goes, oh, wait a minute, one more thing before you go, wait here. So I stood there, she went to her bedroom, and she came back, and she said, hold out your hand. I held out my hand, and she stuck the condoms in my hand, and she said, use these next time you have sex with Kelsey. I don't want you to have any more children with her. I'm done raising grandkids.
So your own mother doesn't want you to have any more kids with your wife?
No.
Wow.
And did you say, Mom, that's none of your business? Mom, I'm not going to, what did you do to defend your wife in this situation?
I laughed about it.
Oh, he's a mama's boy.
Miss Dana, did you know about this? Did you know that's how he came to get those condoms?
I think it's full of malarkey.
You don't
called
believe
my mother
her.
on the phone, and because she asked me and she was accusing me, and I said, you don't believe me? She goes, no. So I called my mom on the Bluetooth in the car, and I told my mom, I said, hey, did you give me these condoms or not? My mom started laughing. She goes, why? Is Kelsey mad? I said, she's sitting next to me in the car. She's very upset. And my mom said, Kelsey, you need to calm down. I gave them to him as a joke. She said, he's not cheating on you. She said, you just need to get over your insecurities.
Well, we have a statement that was submitted to the court from your mother, and her name is Miss Alma Sanchez. This is your mother speaking, and it reads, I went to my doctor's office and saw a bowl saying, free condoms, take one. I took it upon myself to get about 5 condoms. When I got home, I woke Lou up and said, hey, I got a present for you, and gave them to him. I told Lou that I didn't want him to make any more kids with Kelsey. If I could have predicted how bad their relationship would turn out, I would have gave Lou the condoms years ago.
Oh, okay.
And so,
Well, I think it's true. She's not your biggest fan.
No, I don't like her.
Okay, I think it's mutual.
what other reason do you believe that he's cheating?
I had saw that his desktop was open, and I looked, and it was a sex site.
Okay, when you say a sex site, how-to, pictures, videos?
Dirty pictures, him sending messages to other females. And I confronted him and I said, if you want to stay married. But if we don't fix this, this marriage is over.
I don't know why she's upset about it, to be honest with you. Only because of the fact that we had discussed previously when we were dating before, and even when we got married and through the marriage, about possibly spicing up our relationship by swinging, having threesomes.
Not true, Your Honor.
No, yes, it is.
Not this wife.
It is 100% true.
Did you see anything to these other women?
The one message that I saw pop up, I was at work that day, and he had said that I can host. She's not here.
All right, and you submitted those to the court?
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Trujillo, you wrote, morning, delicious lady.
Thank you for taking a moment out of your day to message me. Be patient, and I'll get back to you.
Hi, sexy. I'm 7.5 thick and can host.
Uh-huh. There was another message?
Yes, there was.
All right.
A few days later. Morning, sexy. That's his line. He likes that.
I see.
Morning, sexy.
Good morning.
I would love to blank you. Horny Hispanic male able to host solo or looking for ongoing threesomes with my wife.
That's what I'm talking about, how we discussed having threesomes or the couple swap. That's
Okay, but you stayed in there solo or
she gave me permission. She allowed me
Never
permission.
said that.
Yes, you did. You're
No,
lying.
I
You know
didn't.
you're lying.
No.
Okay, Miss Dana, have you all ever had a conversation about threesomes?
No.
So you're like, you don't know where this is coming from?
No, I don't.
She's trying to play the victim, Your Honor. She is lying. Lying.
Oh, and you play the
That's
victim
all she does
quite
is
a
lie.
bit.
That's all she does is
So, Mr. Trujillo, you don't deny that you sent these messages?
Absolutely not. She can see those messages whenever she wants. She can log into it. She can look at them. She can see everything.
So why is the password changed on there then?
Because you change it because you get mad that I'm on there doing exactly what you wanted us to do.
Yeah,
She's changed the
right.
password 3 different times. And I told her, I said, why is the password changed? Somebody sent us a message interested in us. She said, I know you're cheating. You're talking to other females. I said, yeah, for the purpose of what we discussed.
Because
but she's
you
changed the
are
password.
cheating.
Okay.
And this is one of the reasons you started accusing him of cheating.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. I'm just tired of it. I have 2 boys that I have to raise, and I told them, you keep doing this, we're divorcing, you need to get the hell out of my house, and I'm taking the kids with me.
Please tell me you don't have anything else.
Well, the lube receipt.
All right. I don't even know if I want to know, but tell me what you got. Tell me what happened.
Okay, so I came home from work, and it was paid for 2 lubricants, and that store is not too far from our home.
Okay. So you find a receipt, which you submitted to the court.
Yes.
For a 3 lube, that's what it says on the receipt, pillow pack, but that's lubricant, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And, okay, well, there's the map. There's your house. There's the store.
And it was a sex store?
Yes.
Okay.
And he hadn't used that or suggested you all use the lubricant, had he?
No, I never want. I'm just not comfortable with that, and I've told him that a million times.
That's not true. That's not true.
You think he's using this lubricant in your house with all of these messages going back, I can host, I can have you over. He's running to the store, getting the stuff he needs to host.
Yes. Well, I'm at work or I'm doing something
We
else.
had used it in our relationship prior because we had discussed about possibly having anal sex. We had discussed doing it again the night before I bought it.
Please don't tell me anymore. I can't.
We gotta know.
No, we don't.
We have to know.
No, we don't. What we need to, no, we don't. Here's the thing. You're saying that you got this to use with your wife.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to stop you right there. And you're saying, I don't know who he was using them with, but it wasn't me.
It was not me, Your Honor.
All right, I don't think I can take any more testimony, Mr. Cutler. I think let's look at what we got.
But there's so much more.
No. No, I'm not old enough for this conversation, so we're gonna just keep it moving.
We've got conflicting stories. We need to figure this out. And to do that, this court has done a full and complete investigation. At this time, the court will call former military interrogator Lena Cisco to determine, is he cheating? Ron, please escort Ms. Cisco in. Lena Cisco. Ms. Cisco, good day. How are you?
Good day, Your Honors. How are you both?
Doing good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Would you state your credentials, please, for the court?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a former military interrogator, and I'm certified by the Department of Defense. And shortly after the events of 9/11, I deployed to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, where I interrogated members of Al-Qaeda and Taliban. Shortly after that time, I started training law enforcement personnel, military personnel, government agency personnel, and still train them to this day in interview and interrogation techniques.
All right, tell us what you did to investigate this case.
I had the accused write a witness statement, and I go through that and do a statement analysis. So I'm looking for any indicators of truthfulness and deception. I studied the case file and I put together an interrogation plan, and then I interrogated Mr. Trujillo to see if he was cheating.
As it pertains to Ms. Dana's accusations about the condoms and the lubricant, what did you determine?
When I asked Mr. Trujillo about the lubricant, he was very forthcoming with me, and he took me back to that day and told me in detail exactly what happened. And that is an indicator of truthfulness. While he was telling me this, he had great eye contact, which is also another indicator of truthfulness. And then he went on to tell me why he was purchasing them, and that was because he and his wife wanted to have anal sex. When I asked him about the condoms, he sat up in his chair, had a great eye contact, and spoke with me with open palms. So open palms means, hey, I have nothing to hide, I'm being honest. And again, gave me so much detail that to me, that was a good indicator of truthfulness. He also told me the story that he shared with you all in court about how his mother called into the phone and how his mother told the both of them that she indeed gave him the condoms because she didn't want him to have any more children.
So what about the dating sites that we've heard testimony about? What happened with those?
He admitted to me about propositioning 2 women on the dating sites, and he also admitted to having sex with both of them at separate times.
Oh, boy.
Ms. Dana, I presume this is the first you've heard of this.
Yeah.
You did not know that not 1 but 2 women had been to your home to have sex with your husband.
Your Honor, she knew about it, and not only did she know, but she was up to the idea of having the threesome, backed out, and then told me I could sleep with these women.
Mr. Trujillo, I'm looking at the expression on her face.
I never said that.
The expression on her face does not look like a woman who
She's
knew.
a great liar.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
A
Okay.
professional even. I would go so far as to say a professional liar.
Okay.
Not true.
All right. Miss Cisco,
Yes, Your Honor.
what was your conclusion after you completed your investigation?
Mr. Trujillo was so forthcoming with me with all the details. He didn't withhold anything, and everything that he shared in court with you all, he shared with me as well. I saw no indicators of deception, and he also informed me a lot of information about not just the accusations, but about the relationship as well. And when I asked him, how do you feel about your wife and this marriage? He said, you know, I don't know if it can survive.
How are you feeling?
Disgusted with him.
Yeah. Angry?
Very hurt, angry, and I just want to co-parent and that's it. I want nothing to do with him.
You all have been in a relationship for 2 years, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
But the interesting thing is you all reconnected after 20 years?
Yes.
Is that correct? All right, tell me, Ms. Brooks, why you have brought your boyfriend here.
Well, Your Honor, I moved my family clear across the United States to come be with him after 20 years, and I believe he's cheating on me.
Mr. Edwards, what do you hope to prove in court today?
I want to be with her, spend the rest of my life with her, and I'm trying to make this work.
And what do you hope to prove to her today about her allegations?
That I love her and I'm not cheating on her.
Ms. Brooks, if he is cheating, what does that mean?
My stuff already packed. I'm ready to go back. He wants to get married next month. The house is picked out. So I packed my stuff up when he told me he ready for me to come back weeks ago. But I needed to know this before I go back because I already looked stupid once.
Okay, there's a lot of drama going on here, but you all have known each other for 20-some years.
Yes.
Let's go back to when you first met.
I met her through her cousin. It was my best friend. I was kind of shy at the time, so I would never really say nothing, but I would make my way to be around her.
All right, did you see that little smile, Mr. Cutler? Look.
I see.
Okay.
And so, how long were you all together at that time?
Through the whole teenage years.
And at some point, you went your separate ways.
Yeah, how did you lose touch?
Her mother moved her to Detroit, and she had to.
So when you reconnected, what was that like? That was good, right?
That was one. It caught me off guard.
Okay. And what was good about it when you reconnected?
He sent a message on Facebook, and I'm sending him a message back like, is this you, really you? He like, yeah. I said, call me on the break. And he called me in that voice, Lord.
And so when you got back together, the things you liked about him before were the same things you liked about him when you reconnected?
Oh, it came back in me. Oh, through the phone.
All right, so what were some of those things? What did you like about him?
That voice, I'm telling you.
The voice.
You hear this man's voice? Like, I mean, not everybody got a voice like that.
All right.
All right, so let me just ask you this. Did you have butterflies when he was like, yeah, it's me?
Girl, I started crying. I was crying at work.
Well, wait a minute. Let me hear how that sounded when you talked to her the first time. Let me hear it for myself.
Hey, baby.
Oh, all right, you win. You put that velvet on her. I ain't mad.
Okay. So you reconnected.
Yes.
When did you finally see each other after that?
Like 2 weeks later, after contacting her through Facebook.
I said, I'm coming. His birthday is Christmas. I couldn't make it for Christmas. I was driving. I drove 30 hours.
You drove 30 hours
30 hours to come and see him. I needed
During the holiday?
During the holiday. I came to him. I made it to him New Year's Eve. It was a blizzard in El Paso when I drove through. I was on the highway for 6 hours, me and the kids, but thank God I had a TV in the car. But 6 hours standstill.
So what did you think when you put your eyes on her? Because she's beautiful. What did you think?
She looked the same as when I first seen her, so we went to my mother's house. You know, at this time, my mother was sick and was going back and forth for, like, treatment and stuff like that. And when she seen her, she immediately knew who she was and put a big smile on my mother's face I hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah, I didn't know his mother's condition. He did not tell me nothing, so it kind of hurt, you know, because I...
Broke your heart to see his mother that way?
Broke my heart to see him that way, because he bottles it up.
Okay.
I had just lost my dad in 2014, so this was 2015 that I met with him, and he didn't tell me that his mom was sick. It's just, all of that came back.
All right, so you all reconnect. It is a beautiful thing. What happened?
3 months in, I'm seeing texts and women coming by the house, the ex coming over there. It's just a lot of drama started immediately. The girls didn't want to see me there.
So this is after you move across country?
Yep. I moved out of 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom house to a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house.
Okay, wait. You moved across the country.
Packed my stuff up in the storage and came to him.
And then you find texts from other women. What else did you find?
Like, I've seen text messages. I got in the car one time, he left his phone in my car. I'm sitting on the car taking the kids to school and it's buzzing, ding, ding, ding. He left his messenger open on Facebook. He said he going back and forth with 4 girls all at once.
I have something to say, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. I need to hear something.
The me entertaining other women, we live in Missouri. She would take her kids, they're supposed to drop them off to the kids' grandparents.
Yeah.
And she would go there, lose signal, lose service.
There's no service in that town. And it's an hour and 15 minutes away.
Stay all night, come in the next morning, I don't know what she been doing.
Their grandmother is like a mother to me. I don't have my mother or my father.
She's spending
That's
the
who I
night.
spend the time with. There's nobody there but the grandmother.
She's spending the night,
He doesn't
Your Honor.
like that.
Did you know that she was gonna spend the night?
No. Every time
Did you tell him you
No.
were gonna spend the night?
Sometimes I didn't because I wasn't about to argue with him. He talking to other females. What I need to tell you something
The females
for?
come after this.
No, the females
Okay.
been. He's blatantly said he's spiteful. If he feel like I'm spending too much time with my kids' grandparents, then he's gonna be spiteful.
Do you have proof that he's actually been unfaithful?
I just got proof. I got a text message that I took a screenshot of him going back and forth with one of his coworkers.
Ron, would you please get that
Yes, Your Honor.
document, please?
Thank you, ma'am. Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay, so let me read this. It says, I seen you going in the office, what shift? Then there's a response that says, what? None, wanted a hug, but okay, good night. Call me real quick.
Never mind, going to the house.
Don't want to get busted again.
I mean,
That right there, that went on after the fact that she made me feel some type of way. Like, before she moved here, before she came to where I was at,
Yeah.
we would talk all the time on the phone when she was living in Vegas, and all our conversation was about me and her. She made me think that we like Bonnie and Clyde and just me and her. She don't have nobody but me. And she gets here, stuff starts changing.
that wasn't it, Your Honor. 2 weeks before I moved there, my children's grandfather passed away.
Okay.
I'm not gonna not go to this man's funeral. He's been my life for my entire life.
The issue wasn't with the issue.
But he
wasn't
doesn't
with
want
the
me
funeral.
around any other male unless it's him. I don't care if I had an ex or anything. If he feel like I'm spending too much time with my kids' grandparents, then he's gonna be spiteful.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you
He's
did these
selfish.
things out of spite.
He said that. He's
Yes,
very
true.
selfish.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can't build a relationship on being spiteful.
How can you build a relationship
Well,
letting your significant other, like, I'm going here and I'm gonna be here. She's leaving here to drop the kids off and you not returning. This more than one occasion.
Okay, but
This-
your ex
and
is
then-
steady
and listen,
coming over there telling me y'all messing around. You still
Okay,
with her.
what? Is that another incident?
His ex is asking him for sex in text messaging.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Hold on,
Mr.
hold on.
Edward, your ex is asking you for sex.
Yes, and I show her those. Look.
You show-
I show
He
her.
showed
like,
it to me, and then I called her myself.
What did you say?
I said, why are you sending him text messages begging for sex? Who does that? That ain't no woman.
And what did she respond?
And she said that she laughed. And she said, what did he say? I don't have to tell you nothing.
Mr. Edwards, so your ex is trying to
time I
break
had
you
sex-
all up.
Yeah, the last time I had sex with her, it'll be 2 years.
Do you believe that, Ms. Brooks?
Heck no.
You believe he's having sex with somebody
I
else?
believe he's doing something.
What other evidence do you have that he's doing something?
Just the females coming by the house and the text
Okay.
messaging.
Okay, wait, hold on. All right. So you're at the house that you all.
At the house while he's at work.
Okay, women are coming by the house.
Yes.
They.
While
What do
at
they say?
work.
They ring the doorbell,
Ring
knock on the door, and they say what?
Oh, so you're his girlfriend. I just want to come see who you were.
Your Honor,
I
I
just
don't
want to
even have
come
a
see how you
doorbell.
look like. You causing a disruption between everybody. And I'm like, how am I causing a disruption? Because he's still messing with me and he still has other women. Like, you're not the only woman. And then another girl I've never seen in my life before, she just came over there and said, well, you need to leave because it's going to get real messy. Why? Why are you here?
So you get all this information.
Yes.
What do you do with it?
I packed my stuff up and slowly but surely put it in a little local storage, a little stuff that I did have there, packed it up, and then one day while he was at work, I left.
She did that twice, young.
You never talked to him about it?
No.
No, why? He's not caring about my feelings. Why do I need to let you know that I'm leaving? I told you before, don't play with me. I came too far for this. I'm paying over $300 a month for 10 months for storage to keep my stuff there that I moved here for him. You know what I'm saying? We could have been had my stuff there. We could have been living life. I got the house picked out, picked out the same replica house that I had there in the town he lived in. But I'm not gonna move in it. So my stuff is still out there on the West Coast, $300-something a month.
And it's been how long since you've had your items in storage?
10 months.
10 months. So that comes to $3,087?
Yes, ma'am. He said he had my back and I had his.
And you got here and had everybody else back.
No, I had
and
you
mine
back.
second. Your Honor, but you in a relationship with somebody, you don't go somewhere else and stay out all night and not tell that person. Could she do you like that, not return?
Well,
Can I do that?
no, you can't do that.
Just
Oh,
exactly.
and can I do that?
No.
All right.
So, and my actions was reactions to her actions.
You don't go with no other female.
I'm responsible for my own actions.
No,
but
that's
she's not-
trifling.
She's painting a picture of an angel.
So every time that I go or something happens and a family member dies, my aunt's sick right now, God forbid she ain't dead when I get there. And you gonna tell me that because I take you home and I go back to Arkansas, you gonna have a problem with that? Because that's what you own. Anything Arkansas has to do with an ex.
Don't you communicate in a relationship?
There is so much passion in this relationship.
I break my neck for him, Your Honor.
Okay.
But for me, when it's about me and my things, he won't come for me.
Let me speak. But when there's this much passion and it's misdirected,
yes,
it's gonna cause you to be right here where you are.
Exactly.
I can tell you love each other. You have had a long, slow burn love all this time. But the real deal is that's not enough to sustain a relationship.
Right.
And there's no trust here. So that's gonna be a problem.
It is.
And it's not enough to just keep pointing, well, I did this because you said that, and I did that because you did this. That's not gonna
when
work.
She was out there, everything was about us communicating. As soon as she got out of here, communication, it got different.
But your behavior has been spiteful. You're texting other women. You have women coming by the house. I mean, those kinds of things.
This same ex would call her and she wouldn't even answer the phone.
I understand that, but I'm talking about your behavior.
Yeah.
And your behavior in response to her taking care of her family, that's just spite. Yeah. And you're using it as an excuse.
Well, what about her answering? He called. What about
I have no reason to answer for him.
And she's not answering the phone?
Mr. Edwards, if you're talking about communication, the conversation should be something like this. Honey, I don't like you going to Arkansas, but I understand you got business. You got a family you taking care of. But here's what I need from you. I need you to text me, call me, send up a flare, something to tell me you coming back home, you're there safely, but deciding she didn't call me, so I'm gonna do a booty call is not appropriate. So let me just say to you, it is not acceptable, even taking care of your kids, to disappear and not call him. You take the high road. You don't go low because he went low. Because then he can't stand here and tell me about what you did.
Right.
So what you do is you do the right thing. The right thing is always right.
Right.
To get to the bottom of this, the court has engaged the services of a licensed private investigator. Ron, would you please escort Mr. Todd Redding into the courtroom?
Yes, John. Mr. Redding?
Mr. Redding, as part of the investigation for this case, what did you do?
Your Honor, I have several polygraph examiners that are certified. We performed a polygraph on Mr. Edwards, and I'm here to report their findings.
All right. Mr. Edwards was asked from August 2016 through June 2017, have you had sexual intercourse with any woman other than Miss Brooks? What was his response? What was his response?
Mr. Edwards' response was yes.
So he confessed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who did you have a sexual encounter with?
I can't say the name of her. I would tell her, but I'm not gonna say it here.
Is she a coworker?
No, not a coworker.
Is she a friend?
But
Not
you're
a friend.
admitting that you cheated.
In March when she left. When I came home and everything on her side of the room was gone, the TV, the lamp, and me reaching out to her, can't get a hold of her, it was a situation that occurred then.
And you have not moved back with him since March, have you?
I have a key. I go back every other week. All he talk about is we're going to get married and that we're going leaving and going to Florida in August.
Your Honor, it happened and I felt bad about it, and
So
it wasn't even a thing that continued. I wasn't gonna tell you. I let her different ways know. I brought this up to you.
But Mr. Edwards, why did she have to find out for the first time in court today?
I tried to tell her. I didn't want to lose her, especially like
You know what? The truth will hurt for a little bit, but a lie will hurt forever.
Mr. Edwards, is there anything that you would like to say to Ms. Brooks?
I'm sorry. I apologize, and I hate that I hurt you. I understand you feeling like how you feel, and I apologize for that.
All right.
Ms. Brooks, are you done?
Yeah.
You're done?
Yes.
There's nothing to say.
Nothing to say.
Mr. Edwards, you lost a good woman.
Yeah, I understand that.
There are not very many women who would just pick up their life and travel halfway across the country. Not only have you lost her as a lover, you've lost her as a friend. She's been your friend for the last 20 years. And you have completely lost that.